Thank you. Next is Robert Stone, followed by Roger Tansey.
Mayor Moon, council members, in 2009, I was president of the Warm Sands Neighborhood Organization at the time of the notorious Warm Sands sex sting, which was approved by Mr. Reddy. At that time, Rod Pacheco was the district attorney, and Rod Pacheco decided that these 24 men would be held as guilty as sex offenders for the rest of their lives, and he refused to negotiate down those charges. In part because of this refusal, he was thrown out of office at the end of his first term by an overwhelming majority of Palm Springs voters who all voted against his re-election. He is one of the most reviled district attorneys in the history of Riverside County. And now I find, and I only find this because I made a Public Records Act request, that within 9 days of the Palm Springs City Hall raid last year, you put Rod Pacheco under contract as your consultant to help with the FBI investigation. Not only did you do that, but 5 days later, on 16th of September, when you signed the contract, when the previous City Hall administration signed that contract, you decided to bury it under Woodruff, Spradlin, and Smart's banner and pay Rod Pacheco only through Woodruff, Spradlin, and Smart's billing, which is essentially the bureaucratic equivalent of money laundering. The city has hired many legal firms before, and that was always done publicly, and everybody knew about that. But you didn't do that in this instance. And the past administration, I believe, was ashamed of that hire and deliberately hid it. That was confirmed this week when Mr. Reddy admitted to the Desert Sun that when he was questioned by the Desert Sun's editorial board about this, he lied. He told them that no one had been hired, and that happened in October of last year. Now, I am told that Mr. Pacheco actually came in and spoke at closed session. I can't verify that, and the reason I can't verify that is because all records of the city's closed session agendas are wiped out after the meeting takes place. No one can go on and find a historic closed session agenda online. Just try it. I have. We have a problem here, and this is a serious problem of transparency. I'm trying to see the larger picture here, and I think it has to do with a decades-long tenure of Ms. Fote, Mr. Mills, Mr. Holland, and Mr. Reddy. It has been said that power corrupts, and absolute power corrupts absolutely. I will leave the decision regarding corruption in Palm Springs city government to the investigators who are working on that right now. But I think I can say without reservation that I feel that the four of you, in colluding to hire Rod Pacheco for this job, established that somehow, through the many years of entitlement that you have enjoyed, you have become morally bankrupt individuals. You have lost the trust of the citizens, and it is not likely to come back. In closing, I ask that you terminate Mr. Pacheco's employment.
Thank you. Next is Roger